Happy Thanksgiving, and it's throwback weekend here at footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Memory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our NFL Week 12 preview between the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now let's take a look at some keys to victory for both teams, starting with the Falcons.
Matt Ryan threw 5 interceptions last week versus the Arizona Cardinals, and those games will happen from time to time, but the important part is that they were able to overcome those turnovers and still win the game. This week versus Tampa, you look at the style of defense the secondary wants to play. They want to get aggressive. They want to jam your receivers at the line of scrimmage, which is admirable, and that's what you want out of a defense, but it leaves you open to double moves. It also leaves you open to getting beat off the line of scrimmage and giving away the inside routes, and I think that's where the Falcons receivers can have an advantage. They do a great job of beating bump press and gaining inside leverage on a defensive back, which allows them to catch the football and make things happen after the catch. Defensively, it's starting to sound like a broken record for the Falcons. They have to stop the run in order to beat Tampa Bay. You can't allow this offense balance. Now, 2 guys up front have been doing their part to make sure the run defense improves, and that's Vance Walker, defensive tackle, and also Pariah Jerry. Both guys have been doing their part, keeping the linemen off the second level. It's up to the linebackers to make sure they play with great run fits and also gap integrity in order to have a chance to knock off the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now let's move over to Tampa Bay in this ball game, and I look at the wide receivers Vincent Jackson and Mike Williams having a huge impact in the running game. The Buccaneers want to get Doug Martin on the perimeter. He has the speed to take it the distance. He has the acceleration to put that 1 foot in the ground and get upfield, and you can't do that unless the wide receivers are blocking effectively outside. Also, we look at how physical these wide receivers are. They're going to have to win those individual matchups in the air. We know the Bucs love to play above the rim, and Mike Williams and Vincent Jackson are 2 guys that are great at doing so. Defensively, I look at Mark Barron being an X factor for the Buccaneers secondary. He's going to play mostly that robber coverage. He's going to try to take away the short to intermediate passing game, and that's going to involve him covering Tony Gonzalez. If he can be effective this week versus Atlanta, that goes a long way in the team success on the defensive side of football. And on the corners, we talked about it before when we spoke about the Falcons wide receivers being able to beat man press. These corners of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have to make sure they do a great job of throwing off the timing of those Falcons wide receivers, because if they are allowed to get off the line of scrimmage and if they get a clean release, it could be a long day for that Bucs secondary once again. I think Pariah Jerry is going to have a huge day for the Atlanta Falcons to have success on defense, and penetration is the kryptonite to a running attack. If they're able to get push on the interior, it goes a long way in shutting down what the Bucs want to do running the football. And Dallas Clark being an X factor for the Buccaneers, a tight end that can control a bit of the field and also has the athleticism to move around the formation, goes a long way in attacking a defensive secondary. Looking at the personnel breakdown in this ball game, and it's clear that these are 2 evenly matched ball clubs. And the question I have for the Falcons is, can they run the football against the Buccaneers' aggressive front 4? Now for the Bucs, can they make plays in the passing game on the defensive side of the football on 3rd down? If they can't get off the field, the Falcons can march up and down it with the passing game. Since this throwback week at Football Game Plan, we're going to give a shout out to some throwback players for each team. Jesse Tuggle is my throwback player of the week for the Falcons. This guy played from 87 to 2000, had 2 200 tackle seasons, and also as a whole 1,600 career tackles. This guy should be a Hall of Famer down the line. And Paul Gruber was an all-time Buccaneers great at left tackle, played 11 years for the Bucs from 88 to 99. This guy only missed 3 games out that 11-year career. Definitely should get some Hall of Fame consideration. I like Tampa to win this ball game, and I like the passing attack of both offenses, and I think both guys, Matt Ryan and Josh Freeman, will have a lot of success. It will come down to the Bucs having to close out the game, and their 4-minute offense is able to run the football with Doug Martin. So I think he's going to have a huge impact later on in the game when they're trying to protect the lead. And I want to give a huge shout out to Falcon fan forums and Buccaneer fan forums for always showing Football Game Plan support.